A character arc is a change in belief. It's a common writing tool because of how effective it is at emotionally conveying any given lesson. Stories from all over the world and all kinds of mediums write character arcs in a similar way. I'll explain the simple steps and patterns that are usually present. A character starts with one belief and ends with another belief. Usually, the initial belief is called the lie, and the final belief is called the truth. This is because the writer is intending to communicate a specific lesson by having the character start on the wrong side and then move to the right side. However, there are also negative character arcs that have the character moving from the truth to the lie. So for simplicity, I'll just say start and end. The start and end are polar opposites. Both beliefs can't be held at the same time without contradicting each other. The next step is a reason. To make a character feel more alive, they are usually given a clear reason for believing the starting belief. The reason is usually an event in their past so that there is a clear line of cause and effect, which is always good for stories. The character believes X because of this moment in their past. The reason doesn't have to be purely logical. In fact, the reason behind the lie is usually something like trauma or a bad upbringing. The next major step is the pivotal event. There is at least one clear event that makes the character move from the start to the end belief. There can be multiple, but one pivotal moment is all that's necessary in a story. Ideally, after they have their new belief, there would be a moment that shows their newfound belief through action, a proof of their end belief. In summary, a simple character arc starts with a reason that creates a start belief. Then after a pivotal event, the character moves to the end belief and has a proof moment to show it. Here are some examples. In the first Iron Man, Tony's start was that he didn't need to be accountable for the weapons he sold. His reason was that he inherited Stark Industries and never saw the danger of them firsthand. His event was nearly being killed by his own weapons. His end was that he needed to be more accountable for Stark's weapons. His proof was shutting down the weapons program, building the Iron Man suit, and destroying his weapons around the world. In Cars, Lightning's start was that he can win alone. His reason is presumably all of his success as a rookie. His event is spending time in Radiator Springs. His end is that he needs a team to win. His proof is working with his new team and using what he learned from them to perform well in the race. In One Piece, Nami's start was believing that she had to save her island on her own. Her reason was her past and deal with Arlong. Her events were seeing how hard the Straw Hats fought for her and losing all the money she saved up. This moved her to the end, and her allies handled the proof for her by defeating Arlong's crew and saving the island. Sometimes, characters have mentors that will try to pull them towards the start or end. Luke's arc in Star Wars is a good example. Darth Vader and the Emperor are mentors that try to bring Luke towards the lie, which is falling to the dark side. Obi-Wan and Yoda are mentors who try to bring him towards the truth, which is the light side. Whiplash is another good example. Andrew's father tries to teach his son that it's okay to be normal and not special. Andrew's teacher tries to teach him that you have to be great, and the only way to achieve greatness is through pain. There's another type of character arc called a flat character arc. This is where a character's start and end belief are the same, but in the middle, they're pressured to change their belief. Ultimately, they stand firm and prove their belief right. This often results in a character that had an opposing belief joining the belief of the character with the flat arc. This doesn't require a pivotal event because they don't change their belief. In Ratatouille, Remy's start was that anyone could cook, and his reason was his mentor, Gusteau, who said the same thing. He was pressured by opponents like Ego and his father to change his beliefs. His proof was cooking a dish that Ego loved despite being a rat. In the end, Ego and his father changed their minds and agreed with Remy. In Avatar, Aang's start was that killing the Fire Lord was wrong. His reason was his pacifist culture. His opponents were his own allies who pressured him into using lethal force. In the end, Aang found a way to permanently stop Ozai without killing him, which was his proof. In Teen Titans Homecoming, Beast Boy's start was that allies came before the mission. Memento was his opponent and believed that the mission came before allies. Beast Boy's proof was his prioritization of allies resulting in the mission being completed. This changed Memento's mind. Character arcs can get more complex. They can go full circle, ending up where they started after going through change. They can bounce back and forth between start and end. They can go through multiple changes in beliefs. Instead of a simple straight road, the road is curved and winding. Andrew from Whiplash has a good full circle example. He started by believing that he needs to be great, but after getting kicked out of the school, he went to his father's side, which is that you don't need to be great. After his teacher made a fool of him, he looked like he would stay on his father's side, but then he went back on stage and showed his greatness, putting him on his teacher's side by the end. The Teen Titans episode Car Trouble has another example of a full circle arc. Cyborg initially believes that his car is special and valuable, but after getting it stolen, he believes that it's just a car. After a talk with Raven, he returns to believing that it's special, but not special enough to prioritize it over justice. His proof is shooting his car to defeat the villain possessing it. In Neja 1, the titular protagonist also bounced back and forth between being the monster people thought he was and being a hero and making his own destiny. In this case, his start was different from his end. In Naruto, Sasuke's main character arc over the course of the story is an example of one that changes. His initial belief was that power was more valuable than bonds. His reason was the lesson his brother taught him as a kid. This was fueled by the belief that he needed to avenge his clan by killing Itachi. But after learning the truth, that belief evolved into avenging Itachi and the clan by destroying Konoha. The last major evolution was that he needed to save the entire world by becoming a national threat that unites the world against him. After the final fight, his belief settled on the importance of bonds and not shouldering the world's burden all on his own. All of the shifts in the arc were connected to the core idea of enforcing justice. It started with justice for his clan and evolved to justice for the world. So effective character arcs can be very simple. The important steps are reason, start, event, end, and proof. All of this creates a nice line of cause and effect, which makes the story elements feel more connected. Other traits that can be added are mentors, flat arcs, and winding arcs.